Look at the woman at the grocery store counting coupons like her life depends on it. Look at the guy skipping lunch to stay on budget. Look at the family arguing over a $6 streaming subscription while their future quietly collapses in the background. They are not financially disciplined. They are trapped. This is one of the cruelest lies the middle class was ever sold. Because while you're obsessing over $4 coffees and $12 subscriptions, you're ignoring the decisions that actually determine whether you stay broke for the next 20 years. My name is Roxy, and I spend an insane amount of time studying why people who are responsible with money still end up stressed, stuck, and one emergency away from financial collapse. To answer this, I've spent thousands of hours comparing the habits of the middle class to the behavior of people who actually build wealth, and the pattern is brutal. The people who obsess over budgets often feel in control, but in reality, they are micromanaging survival instead of building power. If you've been told that budgeting is the foundation of wealth, you've only been told half the story, and half the story is often how the system keeps you poor. Let's break the first myth. We were told, if you just track every dollar, you'll be financially free. No, tracking every dollar doesn't create wealth. It only creates awareness, and awareness without leverage is just anxiety with a spreadsheet. You can know exactly where every dollar goes and still be broke. You can color code your expenses, cancel your subscriptions, and stop buying coffee, and still lose financially because your income is capped, your time is sold, and your money isn't buying assets. That's the first trap. Budgeting makes poor people feel productive. It gives you the emotional reward of control without the financial reward of scale. You feel like you're winning because you saved $180 this month. But what if your biggest financial leak isn't spending? What if it's your low income, your lack of ownership, your lack of leverage, and the fact that you're spending all your mental energy protecting pennies while dollars are escaping through the ceiling? Let's break the second myth. We were told cutting small expenses is how you get ahead. Really? Let's do some Roxy math. Let's say you cut $5 coffee 5 days a week is about $100 a month. One streaming service is $15 a month. Random takeout twice a month is $50 saved. That's around $165 a month. Let's be generous. Call it $200. You feel amazing. You won. But now let's compare that to one better move. You negotiate a raise and make just $400 more per month after tax. That's already 2x your painful little budget wins. Or you build a tiny side income stream that makes $500 a month. That's 2.5x bigger. Or you stop sitting in cash and put $10,000 into an asset growing at 8% instead of letting inflation quietly kill it. That's $800 a year in compounding power before you even touched a coupon. The system loves budget-obsessed people because they are focused on defense, and defensive people rarely build empires. They just survive longer. Let's break the third myth. We were told being frugal means being smart. Sometimes, but extreme frugality often becomes a poverty identity. You stop asking, how do I earn more, and start asking, how do I suffer more efficiently? That is not wealth. That is managed scarcity. You become the kind of person who will drive across town to save $3 on groceries, but never spend 30 minutes learning a high-income skill. You'll spend 3 hours comparing prices on dish soap, but never spend 3 hours building something that could pay you forever. That's not intelligence. That's conditioning. The system trains you to optimize small, controllable pain so you never challenge the big structures that keep you weak. Now let's talk about the psychological trap, because budgeting doesn't just affect your money, it affects your identity. When you build your entire financial life around not spending, you become smaller. You become cautious. You become hesitant. You stop taking calculated risks. You don't invest in yourself. You don't test new skills. You don't move cities. You don't launch the project. You don't buy the course. You don't hire help. You don't build. You preserve. And in 2026, preservation is not enough, because the world is moving too fast. Inflation is moving. Technology is moving. Opportunity is moving. If your strategy is just don't lose money, eventually the world outruns you anyway. And then there's the biggest lie of all. Budgeting makes broke people feel morally superior. You know the type. They look down on anyone who buys nice things. They think, I'm more responsible than everyone else. But if your entire system still produces stress, dependency, and no freedom, then your moral discipline did not create wealth. It created a cleaner version of struggle. You are still trapped. You're just trapped with a spreadsheet. All right, look at the board. This isn't theory. This is your tactical mission to stop budgeting like a broke person and start building like an owner. Rule number 1. Budget for awareness, not identity. Use budgeting for 30 days to understand your numbers. After that, stop worshiping it. A budget is a diagnostic tool, not a religion. Rule number 2. Focus on the big 3: housing, transportation, income. These 3 decisions usually matter more than 50 tiny purchases combined. Saving $4 on coffee means nothing if your rent is crushing you and your income is flat. Rule number 4. Set a growth minimum. Before you cut one more expense, ask, how can I make $300 more this month? Make this your minimum growth target. An extra $300 to $500 per month changes your life faster than coupon warfare. Rule number 5. Stop micromanaging low-value decisions. If a purchase saves time, energy, or focus, and it helps you build more, consider it productive. Not every expense is a loss. Some expenses buy speed. Rule number 6. Track net worth, not just spending. Poor people track expenses. Wealthy builders track assets, cash flow, and net worth. If your budget is perfect but your assets are flat, you are not progressing. Rule number 7. Build one income lever: a skill, a service, a digital product, a content channel, a small business. One lever that can grow beyond your hourly wage. That's where the real game begins. Rule number 8. Use the 80-20 budget rule. Spend almost no mental energy on the bottom 80% of tiny purchases. Put your focus on the top 20% of decisions that change your life: career, location, housing, investments, skills, ownership. Rule number 9. Buy back time. If spending $50 saves you 3 hours, and those 3 hours help you build a better future, that might be the best financial move you make all week. Rule number 10. Don't confuse looking disciplined with being effective. A lot of broke people look organized. A lot of wealthy people look relaxed. The difference is ownership, leverage, and scale. Rule number 10. Stop trying to manage poverty. Start trying to build freedom. The system wants you counting pennies forever, because a person obsessed with tiny expenses won't look up. They won't notice the game. They won't ask bigger questions. They won't build assets. They won't build leverage. They won't build power. They'll stay busy. They'll stay tired, and they'll call it responsibility. Look at your budget right now. Is it helping you build a future, or is it just helping you survive your cage a little more neatly? The old you wanted control. The future you needs scale. Stop worshiping the budget. Start building the machine. If you're done playing the systems game, subscribe. I'm Roxy. See you in the next one.